Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I have Jonnie. And these are my, I wrote them down, see, are my answers to the questions that we had on raising a toddler, or coping with a toddler, which is sometimes more like it. Question number 1. How many toddlers have you raised? I have raised, well, I'm in the process of raising one toddler. My daughter. She's my only child for now, and yeah, she's 2.5, so we're almost done with toddler. We're almost done. I'm almost there, man. I'm almost gonna make it through. Okay. Question 2. Best part about toddlerhood. There's a couple things that I really love. One is just that she is becoming a human being. I mean, like, yeah, she's a human being, but she's really, itchy. Sorry, excuse me. She's really becoming her own person. She has her own voice. She has her own wants, her own likes, and it's just amazing that, you know, she has preferences. She has a favorite song. She has a favorite book. She wants to pick out her own clothes. You know, she's proud of herself. You know, we're potty training right now, and you know, she goes on the potty, and then, like, she's done, and she's like, I did it! You know, she's just like, it's amazing. You know, you give birth and you bring home this infant, and they're so fragile, and they can't do anything for themselves, and they need you so badly. And, you know, toddlers still need their parents, of course, but just the independence is amazing. And just looking at her and being like, wow, like, you're a person, and you're separate from me. I think so often we look at our children and we view them as extensions of ourselves, and that's wrong, because we don't let them flower into their own beings. So the most challenging part of raising a toddler, ironically, it's the same thing as the last question, because with this personality comes willfulness and the desire to do whatever they want, and it can be exhausting trying to explain to a 2.5-year-old why such and such is not a good idea, or why they're going to get hurt if they do this, or why it's inappropriate to hit mommy or bite, or she's doing this thing now where she wants to lick everything, and it's disgusting, and I'm trying to explain to her, you know, you'll get sick if you do that, and she's just like, no, I won't. You know, it's just having an intellect. You know, it's like, it's a good thing. You want your children to be bright, and, you know, you want them to stand up for themselves and speak for themselves and have their own ideas, and it's amazing, but it's like, then they do, and you're arguing with the 2.5-year-old over, you know, whether she can lick the doorknob, and you're like, you can't lick the doorknob. So yeah, that's the most challenging part, especially with my daughter. I think she's a little extra stubborn and extra willful. That's what I've been told by others. She's not a terror. She's actually a really good kid. She's not a huge tantrum thrower or, you know, anything like that, but she will make it known when she is not pleased, and that is something that we're struggling with. So that leads into question 4. How we discipline. we're still trying to figure out our discipline method, unfortunately. It's kind of like I didn't realize that she was becoming a toddler and probably started disciplining her a little too late. It just like kind of, it like dawned on me, like, oh, yeah, that's right, I can start giving her timeouts. Like, she can understand when she does something wrong now. It's just, I'm an only child. I don't have younger brothers or sisters. I don't have little nieces or nephews. I'm the first of any of my friends to have a child. And like, basically, it was just me out on my own. And my husband's family, my daughter was the first child born on both sides of the family in 20 years. So there were no babies anywhere. So not knowing when we're hitting the next stage is sort of a problem that we're dealing with. But anyway, so now we do timeouts mostly. If she's doing something dangerous, something that she knows that she shouldn't be doing, and that is dangerous. Like, she's holding a fork, which, why should she have the fork in the first place? We won't go there. But, like, she found a fork, she climbed the counters and found a fork and is heading towards an outlet. Okay, which has never happened. So you know, it's just for example. She will get a swat on the butt for something like that. Because I kind of view it as taking her out of the situation and shocking her and realizing, oh, wait, no, okay. I don't beat my child. I rarely will swat her, but if it's something that it's like, I feel like I really need to pull her out of and get her attention and really let her know that it is wrong, she will get a swat. Mostly we do timeouts because she knows better for the most part. She knows that she shouldn't be climbing on the bookshelf or playing with, I'm trying to like look around here. We're pretty baby proof, so there's not a lot of stuff laying around with but she knows better. So we do a lot of timeouts for like defiance and talking back and things like that. She will get a timeout. If we ask her, to clean her room and we ask her, 3 or 4 times and she's just ignoring us, she gets a timeout. But the timeouts were kind of working, but not really. And then I watched Heather's video, and when she said about like a 2-year-old may not need 2 minutes, that kind of really hit home. And so now, since watching that video for the last couple of days, when I put her in timeout, it's like I put her in there, and then when she turns around and she's like, I'm sorry, then it's like, okay, you're fine. And then we go on our happy way. And there's some times that she just, in the last few days, that she's just like refused to say she's sorry. It's like, you can stand there for as long as you need to. Like, I'm fine. You need to realize that you did something wrong, or you did something that was hurtful, and you need to apologize for it. So that's really how I try to handle discipline. I really try to talk to her about consequences. I know she's 2.5, and I know I sometimes will use words that she doesn't understand, but I really try to explain to her that, when you do this, this will happen, and therefore my response is going to be blah, blah, blah. I try to talk to her like she's an adult, and just treat her fairly and justly. So, our golden tips and tricks. Let's see. I guess one of my golden tips and tricks is to talk to your children with respect and not talk down to them or baby talk them, really. I don't baby talk to my daughter, and I have people telling me all the time that she speaks really well, and she does. She's 2.5 and she speaks really well. I don't think it's necessary to look at a toddler and go, he's a little baby. You know, like, I'll do that from time to time, but I've seen parents talk to their kids like that all the time, and the kid doesn't know how to speak properly, and I can wonder why. If everything they're hearing is, it's a baby, you know. I think probably watching Amanda's videos all the time helps, because she's also developing somewhat of a British accent. So, yeah, anyway. But my main trick, it's not really a trick, but my main tip when I was really, really struggling with my daughter, and it wasn't really anything that she was doing, it was what I was doing. She would want attention from mama, and I would be caught up in whatever it was that I was doing and get angry with her for needing attention from me and feel like she was doing something wrong because she needed attention from me, when in reality I was the one that was doing something wrong, because I should have been playing with her or reading to her, or, you know, I'm not saying I wasn't neglecting her. She was watched, you know, like, she wasn't off doing whatever, but I wasn't actively engaging her, and she needed that from me, and I would get angry because it was like, I'm trying to do this and you're like crawling on me. And the answer to that was to simply surrender, because 80% of the time what I was doing was something that could have either been put off until later, or was something that, like, I really didn't need to be doing in the first place, like, you know, online window shopping, or not like shopping for windows, but, you know, like browsing, or, you know, something like that, something that I did not need to be doing. I should have been focusing my attention on her. So that's my main tip, is that if you feel frustrated, kind of remove yourself and figure out why it is you feel so frustrated. Because for me, it was because I wasn't giving her the attention that she needed. And I noticed that, you know, if I do surrender and give her what she needs, I'm happier and she's happier. And, you know, it's never a bad time to spend time with your kids. It's always wonderful. I mean, do you always feel love, like unconditional, like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, for them 100% of the time when they're throwing spaghetti at the walls and screaming? No. But if you let go and realize that this child is a gift and they're special, and that's a person, and you need to nurture that person, it's really helpful in how they respond to you. So that's all for now. I think I've babbled long enough. I hope this was kind of helpful. I'm kind of like the mom that doesn't know what she's doing, so yeah. Watch my video and then, like, watch the other two and learn what you're actually supposed to do. Yeah, so anyway, okay, bye.